This is a demo of the Autonomiccs platform. Now, this is our website, that's autonomiccs.com.br, and upon landing on our home page, you can click Login, and right here, we ask you to enter details of your cloud. That's your cloud stack site URL and your admin keys, your private key and your API key. I've already entered the ones for our test environment so that we don't waste any time, and I can show you how our viewer works. So it's just going to load all the necessary information, and this is it right here. I'm going to give you a rundown of the information that we show right here. So we have CPU and memory equilibrium right here. So that means that's the balance of those resources among your hosts. So a value of 0 would mean that CPU or memory are perfectly balanced among your hosts. So these values right here, 0.212 gigahertz, means that one of your hosts, or one of my hosts in this case, since we only have two right here, is using 0.2 gigahertz more than the other. The same goes for memory. Consolidation ratio means the ratio of the active resources that you have on your cloud, that's CPU and memory and storage, that are being used at the moment. So right here, 78.44% of all my resources, so like all available active resources, are in use. If I click here on the empty spaces on my hosts, you can see what's being used at the moment and what's free. You can also check more details of your VMs, but just by clicking on them, it'll give you what CPU and memory they're using at all times. Your VMs will also change color the more resources are used, like the more resources allocated to it are used. For example, this VM right here is like bright red, and it's used. One interesting thing about having these colors showing the state of your VMs is that if you have a host or a cluster that's got a lot of red all over it, it usually signals some sort of problem. There might be competition for resources or something like that. So it's nice to keep an eye out for if you have like a lot of red in a single host or cluster. Good thing about using our platform is that just by having a management heuristic selected, you really don't have to worry about it. It'll take care of everything for you automatically. You can also filter all this information by just clicking this sort of breadcrumbs right here. So now I've selected cluster 1, which is the only cluster we have in our test environments. That's a small restriction. You can check it by hosts as well. So now I'm only seeing my number 2 host. These are the VMs that are allocated to it, and then we can just click over here and just navigate back among the filter levels. And besides that, our main selling point right here, the most interesting part of our platform is this. Now you can pick a management algorithm, or a heuristic as we like to call it, to manage your cloud. Right now, the only one we have available is this one for dispersion, which essentially is going to try and balance out all your VMs among your hosts the best it can. Basically, it's going to try to balance all the VMs around your hosts. Even though the only algorithm we have enabled is the dispersion one, there's already another one in development, which is to do essentially the opposite, to consolidate your cloud. That is, to take as many VMs and to squeeze them into the least amount of hosts possible, so that those idle hosts that remain could be shut down, for example, so that you can save on energy and try to conserve some computing power. So right now, our environment is already fairly well balanced, so it probably won't migrate anything. But if I were to destroy a couple VMs over here and have some extra space and CPU and memory over here, for example, we could have it migrate automatically into this host. So right now I've created a situation here so just I can showcase what our dispersion algorithm can do. I've basically loaded up this one host with a lot of VMs and left a bunch of empty space on this one. So I'm going to go back up and toggle on our dispersion algorithm. Yes to confirm, and I'll just sit here and watch it migrate those VMs around. So as you can see right now, I've just loaded up the Cloud Stack interface, and you can see that some of the VMs have already started migrating. Okay, so now the platform has finished updating and finished the migrations it had to do. So here we are now. 4 VMs left on this host, which was overloaded before, and now 3 of those, actually 2 of those VMs have been migrated to the other host. Try and balance it out. So this dispersion algorithm is going to continue running on your environment for as long as you leave it on. See, it's just updating again now. And if at some point you wish to leave the platform, you don't want the platform to manage your environment anymore, you can just log out using this little exit icon. If you only wish to leave the interface, you can click that power button. What that does is it exits the interface but keeps your cloud being managed by your platform on the background. And confirm. Thank you for watching our first video demonstration. We hope you liked it and keep an eye out for new developments. We're constantly working to make our platform better. See you soon.